All right, today we are checking out a brand new gimbal from DJI and also a brand new coffee shop. Grand openings today. So luckily we have good weather. It was supposed to be 100% rain in the weather forecast. There's gonna be shameless product placement in here. The funny thing is that this video is not sponsored by Distrito or DJI. It's sponsored by Storyblocks. So more on them in a bit. But this is the DJI RS3 Mini, quite a bit lighter. We've all been there trying to hold the gimbal out and your arm's burning and the shot's not happening and you're just like, come on, let's finish the shot. You can still fly a majority of full frame cameras. Hey, look, there's Alex, our best customer. He spends $6,000 here every month.
It's so worth it, and you guys should too.
All right, unboxing time, let's do it. Check it out, RS3 Mini, and oh, look who joined us. Hello, Yang. Yeah, I know you just showed up, but there you go, I'm gonna microphone you up. You come by to try the best coffee in town, Distrito Coffee, is that why you're here?
I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah? Hey, do you know about this? Well, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Can you tell us who you are?
We are the company gonna make a lot of accessories.
You don't have to, it's Tilta. We all know Tilta already. Can we show your license plate?
Yeah, of course.
Tilta. Also, the Nucleus follow focus system. You guys know.
Yeah. Nano 2 is coming up soon.
Oh, really? 795 grams. To me, that's exciting. We didn't actually plan this at all. Like, I know I knew you were coming by for the grand opening, but that's awesome that you just happened to pop up right as we do the unboxing.
The weight is amazing, actually.
That's a NATO, right? We still have that little small NATO on the side, so you could probably attach either the DJI grips, and you guys make grips too. Oh, hey, this is new. This is smaller than what it used to be, huh? Are you a coffee drinker, by the way?
Actually, I don't. But you must have some great teas, right?
Yeah, we do have some great teas.
Yeah. It's super easy with like one hand. This is especially made for like a vertical shoot, right?
There is a way to get it vertical. Are you guys making any accessories for this?
People use it, they will put a lot of requests to us.
So if you want any accessories for this, drop it down there in the comments.
Yeah.
And Tilta's listening. It'd be great if this could turn into like a flying broom so we could just fly around. Compared to the previous RS3.
Actually, it's a big difference.
$365 for that one.
Yeah.
And I believe this is $530 or so, something like that for the RS3.
So even for like now, when I'm holding it, I can already feel like this is definitely at least 60–70%.
I'm still gonna be able to fly like an A7 or S5 even. From the motor, it usually goes down and then out. Here it goes to the side and then down and then to the side. Yeah. This is new. It has a little lip right here. So I should be able to just attach that right here like such now. Oh yeah, there we go.
Perfect size.
Interesting. I mean, it's definitely a smaller gimbal, but it seems like it has the room it needs. Feel this weight? Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
This is for grand opening.
Oh, what?
It's a real flower, but it's dry.
Hey, this is lightweight, just like the new RS3 Mini. Hey. Oh, you came from the coffee shop? All right. Nice to meet you. Oh, hey, Steven. Nice to meet you. Hey, what kind of gimbal is that?
The OM6.
DJI gimbal?
Yeah. Are you guys going to be releasing a new DJI product or?
No, we're not doing anything. What are you talking about? I'm going to go ahead and take this out for a spin and get some shots of Dylan.
Hi, I'm Dylan here at Distrito Coffee, which is interesting because I don't even like coffee. What I do like is Storyblocks' over 1 million royalty-free stock assets that can make it look like I do. And you can find pictures of coffee, beans that are on fire, or a mountain, whatever you want, all at the touch of a click. All this high-quality stock footage really does seem expensive, doesn't it? But it's not, because Storyblocks is so incredibly affordable. Even if you're a big-time movie house or new-time creator, they have a subscription plan just for you. And it tastes just as great if you could actually taste stock footage.
Dylan, that was great. But the only thing I want to do is get that cup logo just a little bit more in the shot. Yeah, a little bit closer to your face maybe. Yeah, we're going to go to a 50 mil in a close-up. So
Storyblocks also offers an entire library that includes not only footage that is HD and 4K, but also images, music, sound effects, and graphic templates. Everything you need to bring your stories to life without sacrificing time, budget, or resources. So the only thing that's going to be roasting are coffee beans and not your mind.
Link down there in the description. Thank you, Storyblocks, and thank you, Dylan, for pretending to drink coffee and enjoy it.
That was the hardest part of the day.
So yeah, so far so good. I have the 50 mil prime on here with no image stabilization on in the camera. Now the Panasonic S5 II does have really good image stabilization, but once you put like a 50 mil and try to walk with it, it's still hard to keep it looking nice and straight. If I single press the power button, it goes to sleep, and I would just manually go in and lock it up like that, or even like that. That is one thing that is really nice about the bigger brothers, the RS3 and the RS3 Pro, is that you can just press the button, it will automatically boot up and lock it for you. This does not seem to do that, so you do still have to do the 1, 1, 2, and 3 switch every time. But the weight factor is definitely something I noticed. I mean, we were out walking around for a while and I had the camera up and it didn't bug me. Probably because I'm so freaking buff and strong and ripped. But yeah, with gimbals, it's not even just about the weight, but having to hold it out and hold it fairly stable, right? You don't want to do this. Gimbals can keep the camera facing the same direction, but it can't actually change the spatial. Another difference is that this does not split apart at the handle like the RS3 and the Pro does. And it also means that it's not a swappable battery. But the thing with battery life on gimbals is that they last pretty long. This is like a 10-hour battery life and 2-hour recharge time.
Hey guys, this is my first time using the gimbal.
You're probably in pan follow mode, so that's the PF right there. Yeah, so if you use that joystick, yeah, so that's how you control your tilt. And you could also change that to pan tilt follow. Now you'll notice that it'll follow your pan as well as your tilt with your movements.
I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. It takes a little getting used to, but I think it's a very useful tool.
Got the app connected to the gimbal here, and we do still have some wireless controls, so I have a little virtual joystick. Oh, wrong way. Look at that. Hey, wireless control from the phone. Hello. Friendly staff over here. We have Carrie, and we have the stamp man over here. I'm gonna get some amazing stamp action. Ready? So, and then we have stamp man. Oh yeah. This is interesting. Look, it looks like you can connect the PS4 or Xbox gaming connector to it. There's also Bluetooth control from the gimbal, so you can run stop certain cameras without having to plug anything in. Are you ready for the grand opening, Dylan?
Hell yeah. This is what I went to college for.
24mm gimbal shots of Dylan stamping the cups. I think it's door opening time.
I mean, it literally looks like an RS3, just smaller.
As a wedding videographer, when you're doing a wedding all day long,
yeah, you need something like that, yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Well, I usually have it on a tripod.
Yep, which I do. I do a monopod.
Yeah, I do a tripod, and then I just let go and it's right there.
Yeah.
And then I unclip it and then run around.
Right.
I would put a Canon R or an R7 with a 16-35. That's all I need.
Right.
And it would hold that, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that'll hold that.
Yeah. Does it have the automatic locking feature?
No.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
Dude,
I'm okay with
I
it.
don't
You just have to
know.
ask it.
But wouldn't that be cool if you had that?
Can I connect the USB cable so I can hit record and all that good stuff?
Yeah, or Bluetooth.
Or Bluetooth?
Oh, it does Bluetooth record?
Surprise interview.
Surprise interview.
How was grand opening?
Awesome.
It was awesome. We were so tired.
It was fun. A lot of people came in. Thank you, everyone that came in. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Now, just open for business.
Yeah.
Open for business.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
We're off to a great start. And also, look, the kitchen doesn't look like a disaster anymore. Man, it feels so good to have things come together after years. Thank you, IKEA. I think everything is from IKEA pretty much, right? The cabinets, like almost everything. The countertops. First of all, there is a safety, so the camera can't just slip off in case this gets loose right here. And that's the safety release right there. This is a Arca Swiss plate, which is awesome because I want to be able to just take this and throw it on a lot of my tripods. Literally, almost all my tripods are Arca Swiss. I don't know what happened there. That was an issue with the microphone or something, I think. So let's go ahead and slide that on. And this lever right here is to allow the camera to slide side to side right here in the cradle, which is nice because if it's a smaller camera, I like to tuck it right up against the motor. But if you have a camera with a wider grip than this, it seems like quite a bit of space right here. We could also slide it back and forth right here. So couple different ways to balance that roll. These levers on here seem pretty nice, so let's just loosen and then I get to adjust it, and when it feels like it's balanced. Finally, our pan axis, so let's check that out, and we just adjust that right here with this lever. So these levers do feel good, but I have noticed that there isn't a thumb wheel anywhere for certain balances. Like the RS3 does have this wheel right here where you can slide the base plate forward and back. And what is nice about DJI gimbals is, see how that's orange right there? That means I did a very crummy job of balancing the gimbal, so I could actually see that the tilt is where I messed up. And if I single press that power button, it will go back to sleep, so I could make my adjustments here, wake it back up, and it's telling me right now that it is good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and run it through the auto tune right there, so it can just weigh out the camera, make sure that it knows what kind of load is on there, and tune all the motor stiffness and parameters. Also, when it comes to shooting vertical video, this will actually slide off the side like this, and this whole plate actually can come off. Then we can actually slide this vertically in like this. You do kind of have to rebalance everything, but that makes it into this portrait mode for Instagram or TikTok or whatever. All right, now I kind of want to know what this thing weighs like this, because I think the measurement on the box does not include these tripod feet, and also in vertical mode, which means it removes this piece. So 2.13 pounds all in. So there we go. Compared to the RS3, 3.18 pounds. So yeah, there definitely is a bit of a weight difference there. Double tap to straighten it out, triple tap to go into selfie or vlog mode. You know, with the weight, you could definitely kind of vlog with this. And we're vlogging on a nice, cold, windy day. I mean, it is an interesting concept being able to go from a smooth gimbal shot and then just turning it around and starting to vlog. I mean, how's it look? It is pretty windy, so the wind does press on the motors a little bit. Vlogging is extra hard though, because you have to hold it as far out as possible to get that wide angle shot. So it really is a workout. And this is where literally every pound makes such a big difference. So I kind of wanted to see what the upper limits of the RS3 Mini was. And this is the Tamron 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8. And it barely balances. It's not a lightweight lens, but surprisingly, it's still within the 2 kilogram payload limit. So it seems to actually work fine, but usually the challenge is the size, especially since it's so front heavy here. So I pretty much had to max out everything to get this thing to balance. But look, it's in the green and it still looks pretty smooth. If I zoom it out, this lens extends out and it's holding it up still, but it's red, meaning it's super pissed. And it probably won't hold us for very long. So I think the sweet spot for the RS3 Mini is gonna be like a 24 to 70 f2.8 or 16 to 35 f2.8, or a majority of primes I imagine will be fine. By the way, I threw this back handle on here just to give me a little bit of extra support, so that just goes onto that NATO right here. But there's no NATO rail coming out the right-hand side, so you can't dual grip it off the sides. All right, I'm back on the 16 to 35 f4 on here. Now I've got plenty of clearance again to even go inverted like that to get shots of the dogs. Peter, what do you think of this wind, huh? So where exactly does this RS3 Mini fit in? Well, if you're looking for kind of a no-frills gimbal that just gives your full-frame camera setups a really smooth shot, then this is going to be a great budget option. So for me, the biggest incentive to upgrade to the bigger, heavier, more expensive RS3 has to be that auto locking feature. That thing just makes it so convenient for me to just be able to frame up and then power back down really fast without thinking about it. The RS3 does have stronger motors, so even if you don't go past that weight limit, it's still nice to have in case you're filming in like high wind or at high speeds out the side of a fast-paced vehicle or something like that. Also, the RS3 and the RS3 Pro has 3 USB-C ports instead of the 1 RSS port that we get on here. So on top of camera control, we would be able to get a focus unit in there, and also they have a spot for something like a Raven Eye or wireless video transmitter, so you can monitor wirelessly as well. So if you plan on adding a bunch of stuff onto the camera and expanding out the system, then I would definitely look at the RS3 and the RS3 Pro. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up with a couple of comments. Dan says, watching your other video on the Pano review, he's talking about the Panasonic S5 II, which actually, this is the Sony right now, but you know, we used a lot of the Panasonic in this video, and I'm liking it so far. Autofocus definitely is good, but still, like, the Sony is still superior in the autofocus realm. Was wondering about the coffee shop. Glad to hear it's finally open. Can't wait to check it out when it's not monsooning in LA. I travel to LA somewhat frequently. I'm always looking for coffee shops. We'll definitely add this to my list. All right, come visit. Anyways, we're starting to lose the light. The battery's about to die, and my arm is actually starting to get pretty sore. So we'll call it a day for this one. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Links down there in the description, and bye.